Hello everyone, my name is Angelo and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at the 1791 gun leather uh, outside the waistband holster. So this is a leather holster and it was $53 quick shipped for a left-handed user like myself. And there are some key features about this holster to really like, and there's some things about this holster that I really dislike. To kind of cut to the chase, for $53 this is a holster. Uh, for those of you that use leather, you understand that $53 for a leather holster is very, very, very low, and this is very cheap. So to kind of give you an idea for Kydex, this is equivalent to a $20 or $30 holster in Kydex. But the thing is with leather, because of the fact that it has to be handcrafted, unlike Kydex, which can be molded. Leather takes a lot more work to kind of make into a finished product, and you can kind of see the quality of this holster just by kind of looking at it, and we're going to explain it here in a couple of minutes. So, first things first, what are the features of this holster? So, this holster is not light bearing. It does not come with light bearing options, from my understanding. It has the 2 points in the front that allow either the forward cant or the straight up and down neutral cants. It has a thumb brake, which for me as an outside the waistband open carrier is an absolute must. And it has very minimal labeling on the outside. The only labeling is right here is the stamp, and that's all the features of the holster. There's nothing really all that fancy about it. And now we're gonna just kind of jump right into the cons. So I've only worn this holster for I believe 2 weeks now. Not every single day, 2 weeks. I would say in total probably like 4 or 5 days out of those 2 weeks. And so I will say we'll change it to a week. And basically, here's some of the things I notice. It's very, very thick, as you can tell just by this. Here, I'm gonna show it to the camera. This thumb brake, super, super thick. The holster in and of itself is just really, really thick. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but for me personally, I like sleek holsters. This for sure was a tight fit for the gun when I first bought it. For the gun that this holster was for, it is. I'm kind of keeping the gun hidden right now because I don't know if I want to reveal it just yet. If you guys can look at this holster and tell me what gun it is, that'd be cool. I think that'd be kind of a fun game. If you can tell what gun it is by this holster, I'll be very, very impressed. And I would like to see what your guys' guesses are. If you guys need hints, just leave a comment down below, and I'll leave a hint for y'all if you want to participate. But yeah, for those of you that know what the gun is, i.e. my family members, please do not comment and ruin it for everyone because it's not fun. But what do I think about this holster? The one thing I don't like is the attempt in making the holster look more quality just by these really, really cheap kind of methods. So what they tried to do here, and again, I'm going to hold it up to the camera, as you can see that there's kind of, what's the word? It's supposed to make it look like the gun, right? It looks like it's supposed to be molded for the gun, but in all actuality, yes, it is somewhat molded for this firearm. They definitely put the firearm in this holster to make sure it fit appropriately, but these markings that you see on the holster, it's kind of just what's the word? They're just kind of there. It's more of a design than anything else. Like this up here, for an example. I think I'm assuming this is for the grip. Like when you feel the other side, there's no indent here. Same thing right here for this depression right here for the trigger guard. Again, it just looks like they just kind of put it there. Same thing with the striations for the barrel and slide. It just kind of looks like they put it there. And nothing against them. Like if this is what makes it better, then great. But for me personally, I don't think they did a quality job when it came to this holster. And here's the biggest reason why I don't think they did a quality job. And I'll try to show this as best as I can on the camera. So I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this around really quick and just kind of show you. So as you can see right here is where the front sight goes. And then as you can see, it kind of dips and then it goes and raises up again where the reach sight is. Here, let me see if I can get a good angle. There we go. So now you can see it more prominently. Now, If you've ever watched Andrew Leather, uh, he is a older gentleman. I would say he's probably in his 50s, maybe younger if he smokes, but here nor there. Uh, One of the things that he'll talk about when he makes his leather holsters is that the sight channel is very, very important. You can tell the difference between a leather holster of quality and one that is just kind of cheaply made by the sight channel. So why this is important is because when they crafted this holster, yes, the gun was in here to mold it, but they didn't take the time to put a dowel here to make the sight channel smooth. So what is happening when I go to draw is that what happens is that I stick the gun in, I have to kind of dip it down. Here, I'm going to do it this way, just to make it a little easier. I have to stick the gun in, and I have to kind of dip it down a little more and go in. Again, I'm just trying really hard not to show the gun just because I'm being stubborn at this point, but essentially what happens is that the front sight post gets caught right here, and then like I kind of have to angle it down and up and in. And then like because it's free up here, the front sight post is fine. Now, the really big thing about this holster is that when I go to draw, the front sight post is dragging all the way up to across the top of this holster. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I'm going to try to put it on the camera here. You can actually kind of see the line of where the front sight post has been dragging. And it gives me this false, like, at first I thought this was really good. And after a while, I realized that this is just a false sense of retention. The gun isn't being retained anymore. It's just being harder to draw. And that matters. That matters to me a lot for obvious reasons. And that's kind of my biggest drawback with this holster. Am I going to keep using this holster? Yes. I do want to see what this holster is like when it really starts to break in, when it starts to really conform to the gun, which is going to take a long time because of how thick this leather is. Again, that's not really a complaint. That if anything, that should be a plus because it might last a while. But this, in my opinion, was a really big foresight on the company, because like this, like it protrudes so much, and like I said, when you look at it, you see this major dip, and so that I'm done talking about that. That's pretty much all I got to say about that. But yeah, would I recommend this holster? If you have to have a leather holster and you cannot spend the money on a proper leather holster, this holster will work. Will it last? I can't tell you that. Will it retain the weapon? Yes, it will. It will retain the weapon because of the thumb brake. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. It's cheap. And it may not be junk, but it's cheap. So if you're kind of expecting a nice quality, high quality leather holster, this ain't it. Not for $53 anyway. Now, that being said, I could buy their nicer holsters and maybe they'll have a completely different product. But as of right now, at least for their budget line, I am not impressed. Anyway, my name is Mikel Angelo. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.